I don't really have a hook for this video, apart from if you spend the next 10 minutes studying and applying what I'm going to teach you about creating a business model that makes you 70% of what we call MRR, monthly recurring revenue, whilst helping your clients and patients, then probably it's worth watching. All right, guys, let's get into it, okay? So today, we talk about something that I built. You can't see this anywhere else because it's not a system that anyone has built. I came up with this. We systemized it. We implemented it in my practice. And we call it the membership matrix. Any clinic that I've worked with has one of two things. They either have a membership that they offer, or they don't even know what that is and have never really thought about it. But I've not really met a clinic that has a strong membership model. So I'll go through each one of these. We have quite a few things to go over. One of them might be a wellness program. Another one might be like futures. What is this all about? The aim of the matrix is to show you that there is no one thing that is going to fix your practice when it comes to retention, but one of the most predictable systems for retention is having a membership platform or membership offering to every single client that comes through the door. Now, if my clinic makes, let's say, £100,000 in a month, 70 or close to 70% of that, this is our aim, would be from collection of memberships, monthly recurring revenue. Now, some of you watching money and it's like this topic, but let's be logical about this before we go into the tactics of each one of these that we'll talk about. If you do something that is valuable, and if your service is good, I assume that every single one watching here is a good clinician and you can help people, then why not do it on a larger scale with more consistency? If you truly believe that you treat pain and discomfort and aches and pains, and beyond that you cannot do anything for each patient, then maybe this video isn't for you. But if fundamentally you believe some of the evidence, you have a philosophy that I want to get patients better as soon as I can and keep them well, that's the main thing here, then you're going to have a lot of value from this particular video. All right, guys? And before we start, I also noticed, this is a small favor to ask, I noticed that close to 80% of you guys watching these videos haven't actually subscribed to the channel. And what that means is it means that YouTube doesn't show our videos to more clinical benefit from these things. You know, we give these stuff away for free. We have a paid community that is very premium, and we go into much more detail in there on individual things. But you can literally get from 0 to 30k a month recurring revenue if you just implement some of the stuff that we teach you. And I think more people deserve to know this. So please help the channel grow, subscribe, share this stuff. And if it helps, amazing, I'll make more videos. If it doesn't help, one day I'll probably give up. I probably wouldn't, but this is what I tell myself. All right, team, let's go into it. The membership matrix. So the reason why I say it's a matrix is because it's an ecosystem of different things. The first thing to think about is, do I offer a membership program? Do I offer a membership program? And it's just a simple, yes, we do, or no, we don't. If you don't, you find this really helpful. If you do, you would implement 2 or 3 things that you will find actually super helpful, will strengthen your membership program, and therefore patients will feel there's more clarity in their plan, there's better communication, and they feel like, it seems like the customer service will be even more effective. It's the power of memberships. Name me one business model. And by the way, we sell health. We offer people health solutions. Our product is freaking amazing. The fact that we don't scream about it and we argue about it in between the profession and we haven't found the right language to communicate with patients is our fault. It's got nothing to do with the patient. There's more people with back pain and neck pain and shoulder problems and headaches and bad posture and just generally not fit and healthy than ever. And we're sitting here like debating what philosophy or how to use the language. Use the language that your patient wants to hear. And this is why memberships are really important, because how many businesses do you go to that have a subscription model? 99% of businesses. Gyms, Pure Gym, yes. Virgin Active, yes. David Lloyd, yes, membership. My phone, membership payment each month. Netflix, membership payment. Amazon Prime, membership payment. Why are we better than these businesses? We're not. We're just dinosaurs, and we need to catch up with this stuff. And I know some of you might not like what I say, but My job as a coach is to tell people what they need to hear and be kind to them, not be nice to them and just tell them what they want to hear. So this is the first principle, is do I offer memberships, yes or no? The second question is when? When do I offer memberships? Let me see if we can start drawing some stuff here. It might not work actually. No. There we go. So when do I offer memberships? So there's two stages that you can. Stage number one is, let's call this option A, is end of plan. The plan is ending. The patient has just completed a course of whatever it is, 12 visits, 6 visits, it doesn't matter. They've had their reassessment. In my clinic, we call this a re-exam. They've done their re-exam appointment. This is the appointment. And now it's time to think, well, are you appropriate for maintenance care, well-being care? It doesn't matter. There's different terminology that you can call the concept. Or are you not? So is it a yes or is it a no? But this is the end of the plan. There's also an option B, which is beginning of plan. And this option, I don't think I've seen many clinics do it apart from us. And I don't know why, but let me give you my logic behind it. So I call someone a member when they complete a course of treatment and then they go into a membership program, and we'll talk about how to design yours and so on. Or do I call someone a member as soon as they become a patient and they start care, if appropriate? Well, here is the psychology behind it. I know the data, I know my statistics, and I know that there is depending on, again, your practice and the plans you recommend and the course of treatment you have and how good you are, but most clinics in the UK have between 40 and 60% completion rate, maybe 70 if you're really good, of a plan. So let's say plans of 12 visits over a 12-week period, 12-week cycle. 60 of those people are likely to not even get to the 12-week. 60%. But even if it's 50%, even if it's 40%, even if it's 30%, those people don't even make it to the 12-week plan because they drop off. The biggest predictable metric of someone getting to 12-week is if they are a member. So I'm not sure if it's because your software doesn't allow it, you don't have the functionality of the payments. But and again, we do private coaching and some of our private clients inside the group are on option A and it does work, but we're not looking to see what works and what doesn't work. We're looking to see what's most optimum. It's a spectrum. So what's more likely for someone to commit to their plan, to commit to their care, to feel like they're part of a membership program, to feel like there is more support around them, to feel like they have a sense of community and belonging? Well, my argument is it's just so much easier to call someone a member from day one. Or technically, we do it from the rough. Once we've presented the case, we've presented the X-rays and the findings, and we've presented what's appropriate, what's not. And if they're happy, we crack on. They're a member. And now we can decide how to structure your membership matrix. But before we do that, this option A or option B is actually quite a big decision for you to make and a very important one. So sometimes it's the logical, more practical logistics decision that will make a bigger difference to your practice and your business and the outcome of the patient than the quality of the work you do. This is important because the biggest likelihood of someone completing a plan is if they're a member, not that they're going into a membership once they get to an end of the plan. So logically, to me, it makes sense for me to create an amazing membership program that actually starts on day one. Okay, so with that said, let's go into this and we'll break down each one of these. And guys, this video is absolutely down to the T, as practical as it can be. So please, 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 please make notes. If you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to the podcast, I think you might have a disadvantage. So remember, we're now in the matrix. We're building the membership matrix. What does that mean? Well, what are the features and what are the benefits that your clients, practice members, whatever you want to call them, will receive? Again, in life and in business, very often, it's not about what we do. It's about how well we do it. Anyone can just say, yeah, you've got savings if you're a member. But how do you present that to the patient? What's the way of, we call it the POS, the point of sale. That's a very important part of your practice. How are you intentionally designing that? So there's just so many things to consider. And I don't think many of us even have the, um, I guess it's the bravery or the courage to look at what's not going well and how can I make this better. For us, this is not our prices, but imagine this is an example. Pay as you go. People that decide to pay as they go, they pay £60 each time they come in. Memberships, because of not having to do the transactions every single time, not having to have, it's just more admin, it's just more work, and we want to incentivize people to be members. They might pay £52 instead. So already we have a financial incentive, but that's not. Most people think that having memberships is all about saving money, and they think that the patient, that's all they care about. And some patients do, of course. However, some don't care so much. Therefore, it's all about optimizing the matrix. So the first thing you want to do maybe is, well, have some incentive on savings. If you're a member, you pay less. If you're not a member, you pay more. Another concept, loyalty program. Do you have any loyalty programs or loyalty schemes that you run within your practice if someone is a member? And one of the magic things about, or one of the most important things about building your membership matrix is having a value stack. I don't know if I want to use the term value stack. It's been associated with like just SaaS businesses, marketing, sales. But what it means is the way you value, the way a patient perceives what they get is on a spectrum. So if I say to you, hey, you know what? Let's say this is value here, this line here. Being a member means that you pay less. Interesting. Being a member also means that not only you pay less, but we have a loyalty program that is part of the membership program. And that means that every time you come in for a maintenance appointment, we give these bonus points, and that's allocated to our app. We'll talk about this in a minute. And for every 18 points, you might get a free treatment of your choice. That could be cupping, that could be dry needling, that could be massage, that could be chiropractic, that could be whatever. Okay, that's interesting. So you gamify the experience. Then you add the next value stack, and the next value stack, and the next value stack, and the next value stack. And then all you see is the perceived value of what I get for the monetary value that I expense is so out of proportion, which means any day of the week, I'm much more likely to choose being a member than not. So now you understand just one or two of these points. My question to you is, what's stopping you from launching a membership program? If you obviously want help in implementation, come to the Practice Speak Mastermind community. It's a very premium, high-end, very, I would say, human-like coaching that we do with clinics that we all want to win. The implementation sometimes is the harder part, but at least I want to give you today all the information for you to start applying that if you choose not to have a coach or a mentor or be part of a community. Another thing that you can offer as a membership program and building your matrix for your practice is future scans or future tests or any future like things that you do in the clinic that are more practical and you might charge initially. You might say for any members, they're free. So you might say if x-rays for non-members or people outside our clinic cost us £70, if something happens in the future, touch wood, or if you have to do any extra scans or if you have to do posture analysis, pictures, you get it for free. We don't charge you. So again, that builds the value. It's another thing. This is another feature that we have. Another thing that we have in our matrix is, another thing that we have in our matrix is products. So let's say we offer, in our clinic, we have supplements. Let's say this is a supplement bottle. We have orthopedic pillows. They're actually amazing. They're so good. And I tend to use one myself. My wife does. We have them for a long time. We love them. We have, let's say we have TheraBands. You have to excuse my drawings here. We have foam rollers. We have, all the ice packs. My ice pack looks just like my foam roller. Whatever you offer in the clinic, orthopedic, prescription, orthotics, all of these things that you offer as supplementary products, we offer a 20% discount for our members. And again, that's not to penalize people who are not members. It's to actually offer these benefits to people who are fully committed. And because we've made it the most cost effective, it's not discrepancy. We're not being discriminatory towards people who couldn't become members because it's actually the cheapest option to become a member. So again, when you start to think logically, these are things that when people, especially if it's presented in a clear manner, we have these little iPads and then we can literally just show them what the pricing points looks like for their course of treatment and they have a choice to choose. they're likely to choose the thing that makes most sense. But most of you probably don't have a clear path or a roadmap or a visual thing to show the patient what that looks like. The next thing, free workshops. So we have educational talks. Just to give an example, last year we had an expert in the field giving us information about bone health and supplements and what to do in the winter months, especially if you're a female at a certain age. What happens is we invited all of our patients to attend the workshop through a Zoom link, and they found it super helpful and super beneficial. We've done the same for mums and babies, pediatrics and pregnancy. We do road to recovery classes, get better faster workshops. Again, I've made a whole new video on how to structure yours and how to implement that in your practice, because it's another thing to help patients and it improves retention. So when you hear the gurus out there telling you, all I need you to do is do this, all you have to do is do this, it's not that. It's actually really, really, really challenging to build this highly successful practice that helps thousands of clients and supports your team, and it has good culture. It's really challenging. So if you ever hear someone say to you, oh dude, it's super easy to have a successful clinic, run away. This will be my instinct. Just run away. Chances are it's BS. It's very difficult to be intentional and create and design this stuff. But guess what? When you do it, and you have someone holding your hand maybe, or you're in the, like, what do they say? The proximity is power. When you're in a group of people that are just doing this all the time with the same vision, amazing things happen. So it's worth it. Hard work pays off. I say smart work pays off. So that's another feature. Do you do workshops? And if you do, can you use that as a way to advertise easily the benefit of being a member versus not being a member? Another thing, I have some private clients and people from the mastermind that have built these amazing wellness platforms. Specific login details for that membership platform, and then I have exercises there, specific health protocols, nutrition, recipes, and so on and so forth. So that could be a high leverage thing, but it also could be very expensive. But it doesn't have to be. It just, this seems like we don't have this in my practice personally, I must admit. But we have a variation of it that is linked to our clinic management software app that they get to download, and they get to have their exercise on there and scans and results and recipes and so on. So we kind of have a hybrid model of that. Hope you guys are finding this helpful, by the way, because the only way I can put these videos out there is if this stuff works well in real life, which is my practice. So if you're watching this video or listening to this podcast, you know that these strategies work because they've been tested, and therefore I teach them. And we only teach things that we do ourselves. That's the difference between having a practice and having skin in the game, and teaching you that rather than just teaching you something that was working 10 years ago or something from the textbook because you're not really implementing it. Health tips and tools that you can give to patients through weekly or monthly or bi-monthly, however you want to do it, newsletter. And is built for the clinics through hard copies of newsletters and magazines, which looks amazing. We tend to do it more digitally through emails to clients. These are not salesy, pushy, or annoying. No, they are value driven. They give you tips. They give you seasonal practical tips on because they're genuinely valuable. So this is very important, is make sure you're creating value in the marketplace. Don't just do it for a call to action. CTA is call to action. CTA means I give you value and ask for something. It's okay to do that. There's a famous book by Gary Vaynerchuk called Jab, 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 Hook. So that means you give kind of like free stuff, and from time to time you ask. And that's absolutely fine because people would appreciate how much work you do to educate them about ergonomics, about what to do when they're on holiday, how to stretch on airplane, how to hydrate, what supplements to take in winter, summer, and so on. So from time to time it's okay to ask, but these monthly newsletters shouldn't necessarily be, oh, let's just advertise. It's more of, let's build the community and build the retention. And we send these to members. And one of the tools that I would highly encourage you guys to do that we've built, and you can use that for free, is our, we call it Rightly. I haven't spoken about Rightly publicly, especially on YouTube, but if you're watching this, there will be a link somewhere in the description. We've built a custom bot, custom GPT bot, where you can literally click one button. It will ask you 3 or 4 questions about your practice and a monthly email like this. So good, and it's evidence-based. And also what we've done, if you want to really go and test it out, is it would ask you follow-up questions. So if I've written my email, then it would say, would you like me to turn this email into a SEO optimized blog for your website? Then you go, yeah, sure, boom. Then you can post that on your blog. It will save you hundreds of hours if you do email marketing and if you send emails and newsletters to your members. And then finally, you might want to add something. We call this priority booking, call it like same day booking policy, which means that, again, I'm not saying that if someone is in pain and in agony and they're not a member and they call us and say, hey, Stefan, like I've really hurt my shoulder. I played whatever paddle last night. And would you guys be able to see me today? Of course, we'll see them. But when we say that as a member, you get discounts and better savings and free workshops and this and this and this and priority booking, you're just adding more value to the picture. Priority bookings, we try to get people to be seen on the same day if they call us. For us, obviously, we're lucky because we have a big team, multiple practitioners, and we try to provide great customer service whenever we possibly can, even if it's not provided by the same chiropractor you typically see. But that's another thing that we do in our matrix, in our ecosystem of memberships. So for the last 10 minutes, if I haven't convinced you that you need to build your metrics, then I've obviously failed you. But for those of you who have listened to up till now, you start to realize, wow, this could be a potential game changer for my practice. And like I said to you, if you have £10,000 of revenue, £100,000 of revenue a month, and if you can get to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% of that monthly revenue to be recurring, you don't have to be stressed out about new patients every single month. Again, we're very good at getting new patients. I'm not saying this is not important. It's hugely important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. The picture is bigger if you're truly building a top 1% practices that can live forever. It's sustainable and life. If you found this video interesting, guys, and if it truly helped, I'll get the team to put this on the channel, which is to stop chasing new patients and fix this instead. This will help you a lot more to implement some of the stuff that we've talked about. And if you're maybe thinking about, I need the community, we do have a free community, which is called the Chiro Circle. I'll put a link in the description. Again, we have 127 members. The idea is to get to 1,000 members in the UK and beyond. And if you are someone who wants to actually skip the queue and you say, you know what, I'm ready to take this to the next level, then the best thing to do is to just hop on the call with me. I still am the one who vets every single member before they become part of our Practice Peak community to make sure that we have good selection of people. More importantly, to make sure I can actually help them, and even more important, to make sure they're